The day after the assassination attempt on former President Trump, I listened to the major news outlets correctly highlight how high the political temperature is in our country. They claim that the high temperature is due to how divided we are as a country. We are certainly divided, but I ask why? Why are we divided? Well, the major news outlets have given us some valid reasons. They've all explained the harsh rhetoric comparing Donald Trump to Adolf Hitler and calling him a dictator. I'd like to reassure everyone that our Constitution structures the government in such a way to prevent dictatorship. Specifically, the 22nd Amendment prevents any president from serving more than 2 terms in office. So dictatorship is impossible in the United States. I think it's time to stop making these remarks about dictatorship. While these statements about former President Trump are unnecessarily divisive, Donald Trump himself routinely engages in the same type of rhetoric when describing his political enemies. He created a conspiracy theory that President Obama was not a citizen of our country. He also said that John McCain was not a war hero, implying that he was captured in Vietnam because he was weak. These claims led his constituency to viciously dislike these men. Donald Trump and his supporters have used these same tactics to diminish our current president, Joe Biden. I realize that half the country loves Donald Trump, but let's also realize that the other half loves President Biden and President Obama. Many of us, including me, love John McCain and have enormous respect for his service to our country, so I don't like listening to this rhetoric. Let's be honest, all sides have performed poorly when it comes to uniting our country. Each side is only good at rallying and uniting their own constituency. They are terrible at respecting the other side's viewpoint, no matter the merits. They have both failed at inviting members from the other side under their tent. I mentioned this in my last video entitled Moving Beyond Provocative Politics, Planting the Seeds for More Fruitful Gardens. I invite you to take a look. I've personally listened to all sides. I follow all media sources regardless of political leaning. I do this deliberately so that I can have a greater understanding of all sides of the issues. I've learned something from people across our entire political spectrum. But I would like to offer this insight to our political class. Your constituents are going to vote for you no matter what. It is unaffiliated independents like me whose votes you do not yet have. More specifically, you also do not have these votes in swing states. One of those swing states is Pennsylvania, which is where I live. Please know that I have no intention to vote for either President Biden or President Trump. Your political ads will have no effect on me at this point. I'm sure others feel the same. I will be writing in a candidate, and I am encouraging my fellow citizens in Pennsylvania to do the same. I wish former President Trump a speedy recovery. This should not happen in our society, and I ask both presidential candidates to lower the temperature at the upcoming political conventions. History and Providence has placed President Biden and President Trump in these influential positions. I'd ask them both to use their platforms wisely.